Hello and welcome to Legislative Report. I'm State Representative Julie Harhart of the 183rd District in Lehigh and Northampton counties. Despite the winter weather, hundreds of thousands of people attended the 98th Pennsylvania Farm Show in Harrisburg. The dual mission of the show is to highlight and honor our farmers and food producers while educating the non-farming public about the industry. The Farm Show is the largest indoor agriculture event in the nation, and I was pleased to be able to visit this year. I sat down with the Secretary of the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture, George Gregg, and he shared his insight on the show and the farming in general. Thank you, Secretary, for being with me today. And I guess we were together last year, and that was the 97th. Farm Show, yes. And a whole year has passed already, and now we're at the 98th annual Pennsylvania State Farm Show. Tell me, what sets this apart from any other fair or farm show in the nation?
Well, the Pennsylvania Farm Show and Ag Expo Hall, where we're at now, where the Farm Show is held, is the largest Ag Exposition Hall in the United States. And it's 1 million square feet. Wow. 24 acres under roof, and here at the Farm Show you can find just about every type of agricultural commodity there is in Pennsylvania. We have everything from honey to maple syrup to wine to hot sauce, apples,
milkshakes.
Yes, milkshakes. Everything, every different commodity is represented here at the Farm Show. And what's really unique about the Farm Show is over at the food court, it's a major fundraiser for each one of those commodity groups. The mushroom people have the mushroom stand, the beef people have the roast beef stands, the dairy people have the milkshakes, and the fried cheese. And the money that's raised at these food stands during Farm Show goes back into our youth programs for sponsorships and scholarships for our youth and different support of different programs. So
4-H as well?
That's correct. That's correct. We have a lot of 4-H. The 4-H Council here, the Penn State Extension has booths here. Also the FFA. We had a midwinter convention for the FFA here at the Farm Show. We had 6,000 FFA students in the large arena, and we had 351, I think, that received their Keystone degree. The governor was here and spoke to them. The governor's actually been here 4 times already, and he's coming back Thursday for the Public Officials Day.
Great. I know 4-H plays a good role, important role in our area, and they have a big banquet every year, and I love to go, and it presents certificates for what they have accomplished and for their projects throughout the year, and it's really, I think, a great program for kids. I really do.
It is, and it was started so that they could train the kids, and then the kids would go home and take that information to the parents, and I think that is one of the reasons why Pennsylvania and the United States has been able to keep up with their population as far as feeding their population, where some other countries have not been able to keep up. So they're good programs, and
I think they are.
And the relationship that we have with Penn State University and all of our universities here in Pennsylvania really has been advantageous to the Department of Agriculture.
Well, the Farm Show is a statewide show, but this year there was money appropriated for our county fairs, or local county fairs. Can you tell me why that was so important?
Oh, it's very important. Each community is represented by a county or a community fair. In some cases, some counties have more than one, but they're very important economically because they're an economic boom to the county, to the community that they're held in. But also they're a showcase of agriculture. Just like here at the Farm Show, we teach people about agriculture. So people come here from all walks of life. They find out where their food comes from. we're getting to the point where we're 4 and 5 generations off the farm. People don't understand how food is produced. And so that on the local level is the county fairs. Now, the fair fund had been cut. It was down to $780,000 for the state when the Corbett administration came on board, and we have gotten it up to $3 million. And $3 million will fully fund our county fairs. And I'm very proud to say that this year we have been able to fully fund the county fairs, and we have some money for capital improvements at the fairs, which most of our fairs have not had any work done on their buildings for the past 8 or 9 years. So this is very vital if we're going to continue the tradition of fairs in Pennsylvania.
Good, great. I know we have the big one. We have the Allentown. I think you've been there.
I have been there.
The Allentown Fair.
I've been there the last couple of years.
Yes,
so.
that's a biggie. Yeah.
Yes.
We also have. It's vital that we have and keep our veterinarians here in the state of Pennsylvania, not only to for our pets, but also for farm animals. And I know funding was increased for that as well, and also for ag research. Is that going to be helpful? And what exactly will that money help? How will it help?
Well, we
in
definitely
those areas?
Need large animal veterinaries. Pennsylvania is 5th in dairy production, so we have a lot of dairy cows. And I know up in Lebanon, up in that area, that dairy farming is it's the largest part of agriculture throughout the state.
Yeah.
But the need for large animal vets is increasing because most veterinarians know that they can make a pretty good living on dogs and cats, treating dogs and cats. But very few of them want the hassle of dealing with a 1,600-pound animal. So we need the large animal vets for our ag industry. And we have the University of Pennsylvania, which is the only large animal veterinary school in Pennsylvania. So I think that this will help immensely to increase the number of large animal vets in Pennsylvania.
Well, we vote for these appropriations, and it's nice to know how and what kind of an impact it's going to have, on Pennsylvania, and how helpful it's going to be. So I'm glad to hear that.
I want to talk to you. I want to thank you for the elimination of inheritance tax.
Oh, you're very welcome.
That's a very big issue.
Yes, it is.
On many farmers' minds today. We talked about transitioning the farm into the next generation. I've known more than one young farmer who's had to sell part of the farm or part of the assets in order to pay the inheritance tax just to continue farming. So that is a big load off of their minds, and it helps us to transition the farm to the next generation. We can talk about the high tunnels because that's also another very important part of legislation that you helped to pass. Here in Pennsylvania, we're very close to the major population centers in the Northeast. We have New York, Washington, Baltimore, Philadelphia, and so we have an opportunity to sell that population fresh fruit and vegetables. So by helping to eliminating the property tax on these high tunnels, and that helps put us on the level playing field with other states around us, so that we can our fruits and vegetable people can grow more fruits and vegetables to feed the population centers that are close to us.
Okay. The preservation, farmland preservation, I know is a very big issue. It's big in my area, and I know they're coming up on an anniversary, and I was wondering if you could tell us more about that. And also, I'll make it two-part. We had to do a piece of legislation to ease the inspection on preserved land. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yes, I can. First of all, we 25th anniversary of the Farmland Preservation Program in Pennsylvania. It's a major milestone. And I'd also like to say that Pennsylvania leads the nation in farmland preservation. We have, we're way out ahead of any other state in the nation. And we have 480,000 acres preserved. As far, well, the other question on farmland preservation was the exemption.
The easing up of the inspections.
Okay, the easing of the inspection. Well, that was also very helpful because that helps on the county level. The county was required to go out and just make sure that that farm was being farmed. And that doesn't change that much. So going from 1 year to 2 years is not going to hurt anything, and it's actually saving some of the counties on their inspection fees, their labor costs. So it's saving some of the counties $30,000 to $40,000 in their resources, which allows for more money to be used to help preserve farms in the future.
Oh, good. Okay. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about potatoes. I have a big potato farm within my area, and I know we changed the way they can be sold.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yes,
and
I can.
Why we had to do that?
Well, years ago, for some reason, I think it was to sell more potatoes, they legislated what size bags that potatoes could be sold in. And but that's potatoes that are grown in Pennsylvania. So, however, potatoes that were grown in other states could be in smaller bags. So we wound up with potatoes coming from other states, Ohio and other states, that were maybe a pound less than our potatoes, and people didn't notice the poundage number, but they noticed that they were cheaper and they were buying the other potatoes and not ours. So what you've done is help to put the Pennsylvania potato farmers on a level playing field with the states around them. So.
Good. I am happy to hear that what we are doing in the legislature is really benefiting Pennsylvania,
yes,
especially the ag industry. I guess we'll wind it up. What I want to know is now, this is your third term as Secretary of Agriculture. Now, what do you foresee in the future? What do you want to see changed? What kind of issues will we be facing in the future, even under your watch? I mean, do you have a goal set?
I think that agriculture, there's a new awareness in agriculture. I think that the more and more people that we educate about agriculture, it's better for us. We have had a slight increase in ag, in the ag economy, and I think that we need to continue on that route. I'm very uplifted to see the number of youth that are involved.
I do too.
Yeah,
and
this morning we did the Fleece to Shawl, where they have teams of youth that are up here. They have sheared sheep. They're taking the wool and they're making it into threads, and they're making shawls out of these out of the wool. And it's very uplifting to see the young people. They could teach us how to do it. I think that's something that was lost for a generation.
And no computer involved?
Yeah, exactly. Just a little hand pedaling or foot pedaling, and it's very important. And so I'm very uplifted to see the youth involved in agriculture. Mm-hmm. 1 in every 7 jobs is related to agriculture. It's very important. It's the #1 industry. It's also the industry that feeds our state, our nation, and the world. And it's very important that we get our message out there. And, I'm very happy to have a legislature and a governor that is attentive to agriculture. The governor has been here for 4 events already, and he's supposed to be coming back Thursday for Public Officials Day. And it's just been great for me. I'm just a farmer, and I don't know if I could do this if it wasn't for the support that I have in the legislature and the Governor Corbett. So So thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I always say I am a farmer's daughter, but not a farmer. my skills are just, planting flowers and very small herb garden or something like that. But I also have to commend those farmers. I have an uncle who gets up and has to fight the environment every day. Don't know if it's going to rain or if it's going to be too hot, but they, fight the elements, and that's a very difficult thing to do, I think. So I commend all those farmers and that trade that they do, or that business that they're in, and I really commend them all, because you're right, it's very important. I mean, they grow the foods that we eat, and they also have the cows to make, to give us milk for baking or drinking or whatever. So, but this is very interesting, and I thank you so much for doing this interview with me. And I hope, I know this is going to be a successful farm show for the whole week. I can't believe all the people that are out here. So again, I do thank you for allowing me to interview you. I know you're very busy, and just have a great time. Okay.
Last year we broke the attendance record. We had 585,000 people come through here last year.
Do you think you'll break it this year?
Well, we had some weather events that have kind of hurt the attendance a little bit, but I think it came back yesterday and it looks pretty good today. So
you'll be fine.
Yeah,
you'll be fine.
Exactly.
May not break the record, but close to, right?
Yeah. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The largest sector of Pennsylvania's ag economy is dairy. Each year, the industry sponsors the creation of a butter sculpture that becomes a focal point for the farm show. Let's take a moment to view the unveiling of this year's work of art.
Now, to start our morning off, I'd like to introduce to you Lolly Lesher, who is a dairy farmer from Berks County, Pennsylvania. The amazing sculpture you'll be seeing here in just a few moments wouldn't be possible without the support of Land O'Lakes Cooperative out of Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and the butter it donates for the sculpture, in addition to Pennsylvania's dairy farmers. Lolly serves on the Pennsylvania Dairy Promotion Program Board of Directors, and she is also president of the Pennsylvania Dairymen's Association.
It is certainly a pleasure to be here today on behalf of Pennsylvania's dairy farmers. As Laura said, my husband and I are dairy farmers in Burnville, Berks County. I'm very happy to be here today representing three very great dairy organizations: the Mid-Atlantic Dairy Association, Pennsylvania Dairy Promotion Program, and Land O'Lakes, the Milk Cooperative. Pennsylvania Dairy Promotion Program and Mid-Atlantic Dairy Association are part of the National Dairy Council and its affiliates. They are one of the dairy checkoff programs that work together to help invest dairy farmer dollars to promote and sell more milk. This year, 2014, marks the 24th consecutive year that dairy farmers, through our dairy promotion program, have brought this remarkable butter sculpture to the Pennsylvania Farm Show. This butter sculpture is a creative way to showcase the dairy industry, and it creates a platform for dairy farmers like myself to tell their story about how we produce a healthy and nutritious dairy food. This year, we are excited, very excited about the butter sculpture. And we are happy to salute the milkshake. For 60 years, the Pennsylvania Dairymen's Association has worked in conjunction with the Valley Grange to bring to the farm show's favorite treat, the milkshake. As no one can leave the farm show without visiting the butter sculpture, everybody has to have a milkshake. As president of the Pennsylvania Dairymen's Association and as a member of the Pennsylvania Dairy Promotion Program Board, I know that milkshakes are a delicious way to enjoy milk and other dairy foods that are produced by our Pennsylvania dairy farmers. I would like to take time to thank our sculptor, Jim Victor, I saw him here somewhere, and his wife, Marie, for working for more than 15 days to put together this beautiful butter sculpture. I'm sure each one of you can appreciate the artistry and the dedication it takes to create such a buttery masterpiece. I want to thank Jim and Marie. Lastly, I'd like to thank Land O'Lakes and the processing plant in Carlisle for donating nearly 1/2 ton of butter to help create this structure. As each of you know, dairy farming is a proud tradition full of hard work and dedication. And in closing, I would like to thank the 7,200 dairy farm families here in Pennsylvania that work every day taking care of their cows and their land for their role in helping to feed our country by producing a safe and wholesome and delicious product, milk.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 98th Pennsylvania Farm Show and the unveiling of the world-famous butter sculpture. For 24 years now, millions of farm show visitors, and even more watching from home, eagerly await the new creation crafted from a half-ton of butter. Every year, the design is unique. Every year, it speaks to agriculture and how it relates to our daily lives. Each year, it captures the atmosphere of the farm show. And as always, Jim Victor and his wife create a masterpiece. More than 500,000 visitors throughout the coming week will stand in front of this glass case and catch a glimpse of what's inside. It has become a meeting place and an annual must-see attraction for Pennsylvania Farm Show. Throughout the week, you'll see hundreds of volunteers, from those working the show rings to those who create family living displays. You'll see farmers, growers, bakers, woodworkers, and mechanics who are bringing their best to the show. All these people share a common bond of working with their hands to create products from the farms, kitchens, and workshops across Pennsylvania. They believe in what they make and are proud of their work. They are the heart of this year's theme, Pennsylvania's Farms, Growing for You. This year, we celebrate the 60th anniversary of another great farm show tradition, by a tradition made possible by generations of volunteers, the Farm Show Milkshake. For 60 years, milkshakes have been part of the Farm Show tradition of celebrating Pennsylvania agriculture. What may seem like just a great drink in a plastic cup is a lot more. It's a representation of the state's 7,200 dairy farm families who grow Pennsylvania's by driving the economy, creating jobs, and supplying a quality product to consumers. All of the volunteers are equally important to the success of this show, and I appreciate their service. While visiting the farm show, make sure that you enjoy a milkshake, see the butter sculpture, take in a show or two, and talk to a farmer. There's no better place to learn about Pennsylvania agriculture than at the Pennsylvania Farm Show. So thank you for being here.
60 years ago, in 1955, I'm sure that the several gentlemen who conceived the idea of selling milkshakes at the Pennsylvania Farm Show never dreamed that 60 years later the Dairyman's Milkshake would be synonymous with the Pennsylvania Farm Show brand. Those three gentlemen were members of the Dairymen's Association of Pennsylvania, and they had the foresight to reach out to the Valley Grange in Lewisberry to help staff the booth over the past 60 years, and that partnership has grown. It's flourished to more than 400 volunteers during the week of Farm Show. It's my privilege today to recognize the presence of three women who were involved as volunteers from the start 60 years ago. Without volunteers such as Faye, Janet, and Betty, we would not be able to turn the 15,000 gallons of Pennsylvania preferred milk into the iconic Dairyman's Milkshake. Sales of the milkshake have allowed the association to fulfill its mission of promoting the general welfare of the dairy foods industry in Pennsylvania. And on the 60th anniversary of the Dairyman's Milkshake, the association will surpass the $1 million mark in funding to dairy youth development and education programs, securing a bright future for Pennsylvania dairy industry. I thank these ladies, and I'm just thrilled to have them here with us, and it's just a testimony of what the milkshake can do to have these ladies here. Thank you.
What a wonderful testament to the volunteers that support the milkshake booth and all the products that go in that. And ladies, I can't say enough, thank you for being here today and helping us celebrate this special day. We're almost there, folks. I just want to mention we do have some new things that we're doing this year with the butter sculpture that I think are worth mentioning. You'll notice above we have some TV monitors. We actually have a time-lapse video this year of the butter sculpture in creation. I know people have always been interested, well, how does this all take place? This year you can actually learn that by watching the video. The video will also have pictures of past butter sculptures as well as comments and photos of our Pennsylvania dairy farmers. We're also running a contest this year. Pick your favorite milkshake. We will have a daily winner who will win a Pennsylvania Dairymen's Association t-shirt and a grand prize winner who will win an iPad mini. And also, we started a Facebook page for the butter sculpture this year and are pleased to say that we've gotten a lot of likes so far, so we're encouraging people to visit the Facebook page Butter Sculpture throughout the week to see more things that are going on. And with that, we'll give the signal to debut our 24th butter sculpture.
That's all the time we have for today's program. I'm State Representative Julie Harhart. If you have any questions about today's program or any state government matter, please contact me at one of my local offices. The information will be shown in a moment. Thanks for watching, and please join me next time for another edition of Legislative Report.